This is Space Rogue of the Hacker News Network, and this is HNNCast for the second week of June 2009. Our top story this week. An anonymous post to the full disclosure mailing list last Saturday claimed that T-Mobile was completely owned. Quote, "We have everything, their databases, confidential documents, scripts, and programs from their servers, financial documents up to 2009, unquote. The email went on to say that the information that they have is available for sale to the highest bidder. T-Mobile has confirmed that the snippets of log files posted in the email are legit and that they are investigating the incident, but they do not feel that they have been completely compromised. I actually agree with T-Mobile on this one, at least until more information becomes available. Come on guys, if you're really that deep into the system, give us something a little more juicy than a simple log file." Dark Tangent, aka Jeff Moss, the founder of the Black Hat and Deaf Cot hacking conferences, has been sworn in as an advisor to the Homeland Security Advisory Council, where he will give advice on cybersecurity matters directly to Secretary of Homeland Security Janet Napolitano. Wow, congrats DT. I sincerely hope you can knock some sense into these guys. But let me tell you from someone who's been there, this is nothing more than a publicity grab. You will really have to fight to get yourself heard. Good luck, you'll need it. Technicians at UK-based Vserv.com claim that attackers gained root access to their systems via a critical zero-day vulnerability in Hyper-VM, a virtualization application made by a company called LX Labs and completely erased over 100,000 websites. LX Labs has not yet commented on the possible existence of the zero-day hole. No known groups or individuals have yet taken credit for the attack, which was probably the result of an SQL injection. Well, I feel sorry for the people who had their sites nuked. I'm glad they were nuked and not turned into malware-spreading zombies. In a possibly related story, a boss at LX Labs, the maker of Hyper-VM from the previous story, was found hanged in his Bangalore home on Monday. It is unknown what the effect of KT Legesh's death will have on development of a patch for Hyper-VM. Sears Holdings Management Corp., which operates the Sears website for its retailing affiliate, has agreed to settle charges brought by the FTC that it misled consumers into believing that optional software would simply track their online browsing. The software did that and a whole lot more, reporting on customer details of online shopping, bank statements, drug prescription records, video rentals, library browsing histories, even the names and addresses of their email correspondents. Sears has admitted no wrongdoing, but the FTC claimed that Sears failed to disclose the depth and breadth of the information it was collecting. Sears has agreed to destroy all the collected data. Remember kids, malware is not just for Eastern European cybercriminals anymore. At least 4 people have been arrested by Chinese authorities after massive DDoS attacks that temporarily disabled internet service across more than 20 provinces last month. According to reports, the attacks were launched by rival unauthorized online gaming service providers. The attacks were magnified when popular Baofeng video software from thousands of users erroneously kept sending requests after not getting a proper response, causing increased traffic and eventual outages. The outages, which only lasted for a few hours, have been described as the, quote, "worst internet incident in China," unquote, since an earthquake damaged undersea cables near Taiwan in December of 2006. Solo, aka Gary McKinnon, the 43-year-old Scottish man facing extradition to the U.S. for breaking into 97 U.S. government and NASA computers in 2001 and 2002, has recently spoken out about the ordeal he has been going through, calling it a living nightmare, and that it was, quote, "fundamentally damaged him," unquote. Solo's judicial review of the extradition order starts at the High Court in London this week. Hackers from all over Europe will meet between the 27th and 30th of June at the second Hacker Space Festival in Paris. The 4-day schedule includes conferences and workshops on Metasploit, hostile WRT, FPGA for beginners, ICT disaster recovery, software patents in Europe, Hadopi, and many other topics. The future of hackerspaces will also be debated. The event will be hosted by the first French hackerspace, Temp Lab, located at an industrial zone in the outskirts of Paris. This week's Patch Tuesday from Microsoft has broken a record. The recent updates included 10 security updates that patched a record 31 vulnerabilities in Windows Internet Explorer, Excel, Word, Windows Search, and other programs, including 18 bugs marked critical. The total bug count was the most patched by Microsoft in a single month since the company began regularly scheduled updates in 2003. The previous record was 26 vulnerabilities set back in August of 2006 and 2008. And they say Windows is getting more secure. New research presented by Christian Sabani of Bell Labs has uncovered several new possible DOS attacks against cellular data networks. The threats are the result of inherent weaknesses in mobile IP. a protocol that allows mobile devices to move freely from one network to another. The attacks can take many forms, including signaling attacks, battery drain of end-user devices, peer-to-peer apps oversaturating a connection, or malfunctioning air cards, which can cause DOS-like overloads on the systems. As we move further and further off the wire, I suspect these types of attacks will become more common. An ex-employee has filed suit against Aetna Insurance after the company has lost his personal information to an electronic intruder. The intruder stole personal data for 480,000 employees as well as job applicants. The suit, which is seeking class action status, charges the insurer with negligence, breach of implied contract, negligent misrepresentation, and invasion of privacy. Unfortunately, for most companies, the only way to get them to take security seriously is to sue them. 2 new pieces of malware have been found in the wild for OS X. The first masquerades itself as a video codec being distributed by porn sites and has been seen on fairly legitimate sites such as PornoTube. The second is a new version of the Torred worm and is distributed as an email attachment that attempts to build a Mac botnet. And to wrap up this week, a few quick stories that came across our desk here at the HNN studios. Mandated Chinese filtering software may leave the entire country's computers open to attack, according to security researchers. Symantec and McAfee have settled charges from the New York Attorney General regarding never-ending subscription services. They have agreed to pay $375,000 each in penalties. The Serbian renewal movement claims that several of its websites and online forums suffered damage after electronic attacks allegedly launched by Albania. Xtoby has taken credit for breaking into the Bella Vista City, Arkansas website and replacing the main page with a skull over Memorial Day weekend. Justin Foster, a security professional, has recently asked the question if hackers in general are more likely to be suffering from slight schizophrenia. I know I'm crazy. Sophos has reported that the website for the British Communist Party has become a malware spreader after a recent iframe attack. Twitter trending topics are becoming a favorite attack vector for malware spreaders, and Frack has released yet another issue. Number 66 is available at fine websites everywhere. For more information about the HNN Quickies or any other stories we have reported on this week, be sure to check www.hackernews.com. And if you have news you think we should be aware of, send it to news@hackernews.com. I'm Space Rogue, and this has been HNNcast for the second week of June 2009.